So many cultures celebrate the rebirth of light in the world. Then, in the Jewish tradition, as you know, Hanukkah, the miracle of the lamps in the temple. When the Jewish people took it back from the invaders. They had only enough oil to light the lamps in the temple for one day. So they had to send people out to get more oil. But it took them 8 days to come back with the oil. Meanwhile, that little bit of oil somehow miraculously lasted the whole 8 days. Whether you believe it's true or not isn't even important so much as what it symbolizes is very important. The people who stood up for what was right and had faith, they were the light. That's the miracle. That's what made the oil last. Not just that God thought, I got nothing better to do. Watch this. Boom. It's not like that. And then Christianity had to find sometime to celebrate the birth of Jesus. It changed throughout the years. It wasn't always December 25th. And the scholars tell us from the cues in the Bible, it's probably April that he was born. But some of you may know what happened was when the Christians were in Rome, they didn't want to be persecuted, so they didn't want to stand out so much. And in Rome, this time of year, they had a big celebration of the sun God coming back.
Mommy.
So they said, okay, the sun is coming. Let's have our sun come at the same time. And that's how it started this time of year. But not always a big holiday in this country. You know, it was banned for many years. It wasn't a big deal. And kind of coming from England for many years, I don't know if you know this, Christmas was a time when people got drunk and caroused in the streets and all kinds of immoral behavior. That's what they did at Christmas. So when you say, oh, the traditional Christmas, I don't know if you want to go back that far. We're thinking maybe, you know, early 1900s Christmas, right? Scrooge years, when Dickens wrote. So for many years, it was even in this country, Pilgrims banned it. You couldn't have Christmas. It was considered an immoral holiday. But somehow, you know, oh yeah, Pilgrims, they didn't go for Christmas. Not their thing. Yeah, somehow they didn't think it was important to celebrate the birth of Jesus. He was born, he taught, he died. That's enough. They followed. And somehow, it's interesting how all these different influences come at this time of year. Even the Christmas tree is a pagan. That has nothing really to do with Christianity. They also adopted, oh, evergreen tree means eternal life. But the Germanic people were bringing the trees in as a part of the celebration of the rebirth of the sun. So lots of things get piled on. We call it Christmas. So I think sometimes it's interesting, people say, keep Christ in Christmas. It's a lot more than Jesus in the Christmas. It's certainly that, but it's also more than that. In the Far East, where they talk about yin and yang concept. Yin is the dark, receptive, quiet time. Yang is more active, bright time. It's one of the reasons we put lights out this time of year, because it's very yin. We want to balance it a little bit. So we put lots of lights to balance the energy. So even if they don't think about the sun coming back, they still put lights. Lights and music. Have you ever seen, like in a Chinese temple where they have the ashes, Chinese Buddhist temple? They usually have music playing all the time. A little happy music all the time. Because the most yin you could get is when you're left the body. Dead body is as yin as it gets. Right? They even call burial grounds houses of yin. So they want to put some yang there so it's not so depressing. So that's why one of the reasons why we feel like it's nice. Put lights outside, wreaths and candles and Christmas trees and all of that. Only thing we do wrong is we should do through January into February. Just when we really need it, we shut it off, right? January 2nd, shut off. No more fun. That's because probably the commercial people start saying, Valentine's Day is coming. You can't have other lights. And somehow it would be nice if we had those lights all through the darkest part of the year. So at least in your house you can have extra. Who said you couldn't put some strings of lights? Keep them on all year. So this is the season of light, and it means nothing at all unless we understand how to bring the light through us, born in us. It's wonderful that Jesus was born. It was wonderful that the Hanukkah miracle happened, but it means nothing unless we do something with it. Just simply having nice meals and exchanging gifts isn't enough. To really make it a holy day, not just holiday, we have to bring that light through us. That's our purpose for being, is to be light givers. We're light receivers, and as receivers of light, we have to give. So 2 parts. First you have to know how to receive the light, then you have to give it. Receiving comes in a pure heart. A pure heart means peaceful heart, compassionate, loving heart, kind heart. A heart that's open to serve all. That heart receives light. In Chinese language, you know how the Chinese language is really pictograms, right? Little pictures, stylized pictures, are not letters. That's why people, all parts of China and even Japan, could read the writing, because it isn't letters or pictures. Even though they will tell you different words, different sounds, they'll be saying the same thing, because it's a picture. So the pictogram for heart originally looked like the Valentine heart, pretty much, that we make on the card. Pointy at the bottom, then it comes, right? Except instead of being closed like this, it's open. Top of the heart is open. Not an accident that the top of the heart's open. Not like they ran out of ink. They left it open because the heart receives light. Heart is always open, never closes. We can obscure the heart. Anxiety, fear, tensions, greed, all those things can obscure it. But you can't close it. It won't close really. You say closed heart, but you can't really close it. You can just kind of get in the way. Interference. Our job, keep the heart clear so it could receive light